So if you're wondering why I haven't been responding to the very nasty attacks that are occurring against me over the last days, is because my Facebook accounts have been banned. So I haven't been able to use them at all. So I haven't been able to respond to these attacks. And now that my ban has been subsided, I'm going to make more videos again. And in this video I'm going to address the very nasty attacks that have been occurring against me, not only by the state arbiters of the program themselves, but also many of their minions, especially podcasters and comedians, are playing a very active role in regurgitating the program's PSYOP campaigns. And therefore I'm going to address some of the issues which I have learnt over the last days, and be mindful of the fact that I generally do not know what is being proclaimed against me, so I'm always finding things out through other sources who are repeating the program's propaganda and PSYOP campaigns. So I'm going to address these extraordinary claims, which frankly are totally preposterous, but nonetheless, after this series of attacks against me, they need to be addressed nonetheless. So coinciding with this ban over the last 3 days, there has seemingly been a never-ending stream of attacks against me and my reputation. I didn't even think it was possible to be more demonized, ridiculed and humiliated than I have been for more than a decade. But obviously I was wrong, because I am just being utterly character assassinated by this conglomerate of states and their intelligence agencies and their sea of proxies, aka members of the public of the world, who are endlessly regurgitating the PSYOP campaigns that are being waged against the public. I have been listening to a few podcasters and comedians from which I have learned, to some extent at least, what kind of extraordinary claims and allegations that are being made against me, Stephen Bell. In these globally broadcasted propaganda campaigns and PSYOPs that are endlessly being propagated by this conglomerate who run the program and the world de facto, normally I wouldn't think it necessary, even under these circumstances, to entertain the utter lunacy that is being proclaimed supposedly about me. But since there are such major efforts to utterly character assassinate me and indoctrinate the publics of the world, I'm going to address some of these preposterous and extraordinary claims and allegations. Firstly, I have never had sex of any kind with any of my family members whatsoever. Secondly, I have never had sex with animals, nor am I into bestiality. In fact, I find it very preposterous that the state arbiters and their endless sea of minions are actually trying to indoctrinate the public to believe such outrageous claims against me. In the same light, I'm not having any kind of identity crisis. I'm a man, and I'm a proper one. Needless to say, I don't have any desire to change my sex or identity in any way whatsoever. On a different note, I haven't stolen anything for ages and ages, nor am I in the habit of cheating people. I run a legitimate business. I literally have no interest in dealing in stolen goods. Can I make mistakes? Of course I can. But if I am not told what I have done, it's hard for me to remedy a mistake that I may have made. Furthermore, I find it quite laughable how they are claiming that I am so incompetent that I can't solve the most basic of problems in life, but yet I am personally dealing with the most difficult problem one could ever imagine, and I am still here after more than a decade of being socially and politically persecuted by the most powerful government in the world and the most monstrous intelligence agencies, one of which is the CIA, who is actively sabotaging every aspect of my life continuously. Not to mention anything about the Danish government and British government, PET and MI5 and so on and so forth. I've been saying for months now how they are actively seeking to make me homeless and indigent. Well, they are continuing that. As of today, they have yet again used the program's dedicated communication system to coerce my landlord and at least one tenant to serve me with an eviction notice, in which I am being evicted under completely non-existing grounds, as in not specified whatsoever what I have supposedly done, which violates my tenant agreement, and so on. Furthermore, as has been seen over the last many years, I have been shadow banned more and more, both on YouTube and on Facebook, where my viewing numbers are being completely suppressed and my videos very hard to find. Now Facebook are giving me bans left, right and centre over the smallest of things, while they are allowing me to be socially and politically persecuted on Facebook amongst other places. It is no joke. This conglomerate of intelligence agencies, states and media giants are now actively seeking to have me completely banned on social media. I suspect it's only a matter of time before my accounts are deleted, so that I don't reach a significant amount of people to which I speak the true facts of this situation from my perspective, which is always as a matter of principle regarding reality, and not virtual movie fabrications and endless psyops, in contrast to the state arbiters of the program, which predominantly rely on their own fabricated virtual movies, which they have everyone from media outlets, FM station, podcasters and comedians regurgitate each and every single day of the week. In the future, it's going to be very difficult to find my side of the story because of the outright censorship that is taking place in conjunction with this never-seen-before social and political persecution. Today it's against me, Stephen Bell. Tomorrow it might be against you or your family member. And the way it's going to happen is publicly, as this conglomerate of states and their intelligence agencies and other interests are using me as an example of what they are willing to do to people who do not conform to this new normal authoritarianism.